Today we're going to make a fantastic 3D printable vent adapter, so let's get cracking. This is Tinkercad.com. You can simply choose sign in with Google. There is no install. This is where all your designs are stored. Initially they are to the cloud and private, but you can always click on them and make them public. Right now we're going to simply hit create brand new 3D design. Let's start by naming it. I'm going to call this vent, and I'm going to put 4" after it because I'm making an adapter for my laser that has a 4" opening. I'm going to go to the workspace settings. Instead of metric, I'm going to switch to imperial, and I'm going to use the scale of 1 to 1 inches. Notice now these look like an inch. Usually they look like a centimeter. We're going to build this project with the Sketch Revolve tool. When you bring the sketch tool out, notice it has a vertical dotted line. I'm going to set it right on the center of one of those grid lines. This is the awesome sketch tool. If you've never seen it before, make sure you check out the What's New. This is updated all the time. You can click through it at your leisure. I'm going to click this X to cancel it. If you prefer my tutorials, they'll be listed right here. If this is your first time using Tinkercad, check out my day 1 tutorials. Now Sketch Revolve works from the radius. So this is 0. There's a 1 inch, which would be a 2" diameter. This is a 2" radius or a 4" diameter. I'm going to go up 2 inches and then down to that spot. Notice it shows you the dimensions, and check it out. That's the top of my vent adapter. Now I can pick how far out I want this to go. I'm going to choose to go 1.5 inches. I'm going to click and hit escape to finish. Just like that, you have built your adapter. Now if we click down on the strokes, we can change the measurements. I'm going to make this 0.125. So now it is a thicker line. Notice my snap grid is 1/8 of an inch. If I go up 1 nudge, see that does not hit 0. I do not have to have it at 0. I just kind of like it there. So I'm going to switch to 1/64, and I'm just going to make it so it lines up like that. I also want this edge right here to be at the 4" mark. So notice I'm bringing it into that line with the arrows, and then I'm going to make it a little bit thinner so it's easier to get the vent hose on it. The final piece of this is I'm going to give it rounded ends by just simply capping it like that. Check that out. Vent adapter created. Watch this though. I'm going to hit P for pen, and I'm going to add a fillet. I'm just going to go out in this area. I'm going to click. I'm going to do a straight line that comes through. I'm going to go up a little bit, and then right here I'm going to hit 2 for Bezier curve. Now I can click, hold, and twist. Notice if I keep this straight, it makes a better curve. Find it exactly the way I want, and when I hit finish sketch, we need to zoom out to see it, but bang, we have got a sweet vent adapter with a fillet. I'm going to take the sides and bump them all the way up so that it's as smooth as can be. Notice if you don't like it, you can edit it. I'm going to decide right now that I want this part out here to be just 1 inch. So once again, I can just double click on it, and I can click on this point, and I can nudge it back to where I want it to end. I'm going to stay right there, so it's just a hair more than 1 inch, and when I hit finish sketch, it updates immediately. I want to put 4 holes in this, so I'm going to bring out a whole cylinder, and I'm going to shift shrink it, and I want to type 0.25 or 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to select those two, choose L for align, click on this edge right here, and I want it to be centered, and I'm going to go right to the edge. And then if I put my nudge back to 1/4 of an inch, I can nudge this in 1 click. I'm going to do Control D, Shift nudge to move it to the other side. Let's select those 2 pieces, L for align. I'm going to make this one the boss, and I'm going to center it. And once again, 1 nudge, and we've got it in place. I'm going to take those 2 and shift click them. Control B to bundle group them. Control D to duplicate, and then I can just rotate it 90 degrees. Notice if we stay close to that blue line, it's 22.5 degrees per turn. If you hold shift, it's 90. Once those are all aligned, I can grab the entire set and do Control G to union group them. Bang! We have got a part that is ready for 3D printing. Of course, now we can click on the design, choose export, selected shape, STL. I'm going to save it in my 3D modeling folder, keep the name, and simply hit save. Of course, now I can bounce to Bambu Studio, create a new project. Let's hit add. There is my vent 4-inch. My filaments are not syncing, so I'm going to quickly sync my filaments, overwrite them, synchronize now, and put OK. What I've got here is some Army PLA Tough, which is perfect for a project like this. I'm going to use the 0.2 strength settings. Let's slice the plate and check it out. In 2 hours and 20 minutes, I'll have a fantastic vent adapter for my laser system. Of course, we can hit print plate, double check those colors, and send it for 3D printing. And a couple hours later, a fantastic, sturdy 3D print. How cool is that? All right, so a quick wrap up. That was fun, fast, great use of the sketch tool. Of course, if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget there are also great lessons up there in the Day 1 playlist. I do want to quickly say thank you to everybody that supports me via YouTube memberships. Don't forget there are 3 different levels of support starting as low as $5 a month. One of the coolest features is you get early access to videos. Also, I want to highlight that there are members-only posts. Make sure you keep an eye out for them. Also, a massive shout out to everybody that supports me via Patreon. Love how that group is growing. We are past 300 members. It is a fantastic messaging area where you can ask questions, gain skills, post designs. Of course, you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget every time you like, hype, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe, you're helping HLModTech get just a little bit bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day, and keep tinkering.